Nigeria has 84 million hectares of arable land, but only 40% is cultivated for agricultural use. Two of the largest rivers in Africa are in Nigeria, and there is a population of over 160 million people. These are indices for Nigeria to be a prosperous country. Unfortunately, that is not the case. As the federal government looks at diversifying the economy, agriculture provides a huge potential, and my guest talks about what is being done to make this happen. Hello there, thank you for joining me on the program this week. I'm Gloria Umezuke. Nigeria has immense potential as far as agriculture is concerned, but according to the president of the Africa Development Bank, Dr. Akiumi Adesina, nobody eats potential. In the face of the dwindling oil revenue, how can agriculture be the new oil for Nigeria? I had a conversation with the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development. But coming up next. The federal government is targeting a 2018 deadline to achieve self-sufficiency in rice production. This report takes a look at how the government intends to achieve this target. Take a listen. The consumption of rice in Nigeria has grown rapidly over the past decade and currently stands at 7 million metric tons. But only 2.7 million metric tons is produced by farmers in Nigeria, which presently leaves a gap of 4.3 million metric tons. And so the government relies on importation to bridge the gap. The big question now is, can Nigeria truly stop importation of rice and be self-sufficient?
It is very possible for us to attain. All you just need to do is to put just extra 500 hectares into rice production twice in a year. That gives us 1 million hectares. On the average of 4 tons per hectare, it gives us about 4 million metric tons of paddy. At the conversion rate of paddy to made rice is just 60%. So if you convert that 4 million, you convert it into made rice, it will give us about 2.4 million metric tons.
How would you come and tell me in next year Nigeria will be self-sufficient in rice? This is rice that we're just trying to put in perspective. No more stones, it has to be well polished. We have to sell it to Nigerians as well. We have to ensure that things are done properly. I don't want to blab. That is the style of governance in Africa and Nigeria. We don't face reality. There are issues beyond planting rice.
To start germinating.
Touring the farms, we observed that the capacity of small and medium-scale mills in the country needs to be increased to be able to mill quality rice in the country.
Sometimes we do it locally. We don't have help. And when we do it sometimes, if the thing materializes well, we can enjoy it. But when the thing didn't materialize, we cannot have anything to pay fertilizers and some other chemicals.
In spite of a 49% self-sufficiency ratio, the Buhari-led administration is determined to stop importation, maintaining that the era of imported rice is fast fading.
Before now, they were only growing rice during the rainy season. Right now, there's renewed investment by federal government, to promote dry season rice farming, which means that we'll be able to farm rice all year round.
Apart from the Anchor Borrower scheme, which is currently helping to bridge the support gap among farmers, for the nation to truly achieve self-sufficiency in rice by 2017, greater investment has to be stepped up in the rice value chain, which also includes investment or rehabilitation in the irrigation scheme. I had a conversation with Mr. Audu Ogbe on government's efforts to make agriculture attractive and ultimately become a major revenue earner for the country. Mr. Audu Ogbe, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much indeed.
Well, in the last 1 year since you were appointed minister, that came with a lot of promise and, of course, talks. Where are we right now in terms of diversifying the economy using agriculture?
I think we're moving at high speed on the highway. We're heading where we want to get.
High speed?
Yes, high speed, because we're working, literally working like 18 to 20 hours a day trying to sort out the problems. The recognition is clear. Unless and until we sort out the food problem, every dream we have will come to nothing.
When you say we're moving very fast, let me understand, because we launched a green alternative. Apart from that, what other tangible thing are we talking about?
We're on a soil map of this country for the first time. Before now, farmers simply planted crops and applied what they call NPK 15-15-15 to every crop. Unknown to many, including the scientists, we're actually killing the soil. There is no soil or crop in this country that can respond well to an equal application of potassium, of nitrogen and phosphate applied together, because some soils have too much phosphate, some have too much potassium. So after that soil map, we redesigned the mixture of and the formulation of fertilizer. And now farmers are yielding up from 2 tons a hectare of rice to 7.5.
Do the state governments understand this?
Oh, they do. We've distributed these things to all of them. Many have applied and they are very happy, and the farmers are very, very happy with that. Some, shockingly enough, have still gone on buying NPK 15-15-15.
Exactly, I heard even the state government did that.
Yes, and I was pretty upset with him, with the governor, because I personally distributed the literature to them. And each state nearly every state has a blending plant, because you aggregate these things. They come from different sources and you mix them. Now, if you keep applying this thing because it's convenient to give contracts and say, go and bring NPK 15-15-15, you are not doing the farmer any good. You are already destroying the soil of this country. So that alone is making a fantastic progress. And let me tell you, I'm quoting a farmer in Enugu. We were there 3-4 months ago, and the commissioner of Agric there was a director in my ministry.